Up YouTube? Welcome back to Remember the Time, and this will be uploaded on Storm's Hour as well. Still drinking our good tea there,
Appreciate.
and it's really good, cinnamony, if that's a word, peppery, and all that. Now, I had a topic that just came on my spirit, and I want to talk about when is it time to cut off friendships and never look back. I had a situation recently where I was really good friends with this person for about 6 years. Um, Considered them family. They were of the opposite sex, so I had always been told this was not actually going to work. But there was no, I don't. Before you give me that side eye, there was no sexual attraction there, none at all. And I like women, wasn't my type. Um, but we really just connected. We thought we had a lot in common. It got to a point where I was cool with her family and closer to her family than even her.
Okay.
It got to a point where, I was the one that was there when she had her baby. Her baby daddy was not. I wheeled her in the wheelchair after she delivered.
So you're a friend.
So I was a good friend, and it got to a point where she got really disrespectful. Everything was about her, and I realized I was doing all the work in the friendship.
It was
It-
one-sided.
yeah, it's about 85-15. And things came to a head. She stood me up when I came to town, and then had the nerve to unfriend me on Facebook. So, long story short, she really ended the friendship. I just sealed the deal by blocking her on everything, changing my phone number. Um, yeah. Now, this person has tried to contact me multiple times through different avenues, tried to send me messages from other people's pages. I won't even entertain it or allow it to come into my spirit. And I really have to give myself praise for knowing when to walk away.
But there was probably more examples of times that he should have walked away. Usually when it comes to a head like that, it's just because it was the last straw. But usually there's other signs that come about. I had to let someone go, or they ended it, but I helped move that along. Um, I had a friend who, for some reason, they were they were energy draining. They wanted me to give and give and give, and I sat back one day and I was like, I sure got to do a lot for this particular friendship. And you know and then sometimes they would put me down, and it became more of a competition for whatever reason. And so what I'm trying to say is, I dragged that relationship on, that friendship. It was like a 10-year friendship when it really should have been maybe 2 years. Because people give you signs. It's any type of relationship. People give you signs. People show you who they are. When they show you who you are, I know you've heard this, it's very cliche now, but when people show you who they are,
Believe them.
believe it. And so I should have known that she was selfish. As you should have known she was selfish.
Exactly. And in the beginning, they always start off being super nice, and everything is always everybody else's fault, in a sense. But there were definitely some times where I'm like, I could cut that off. But then I went back and forth with,
You
should I
struggle.
forgive and forget?
Yes, you struggle with the fact of, is it me? Like, you know what? Maybe I should have done this.
Be right back. Carry that on.
And I do feel that we tend to rationalize other people's behavior. We tend to excuse or forgive other people's behavior. And, I almost, a dramatic version would be like being in a domestic violence situation. You're in a situation that's a hostile environment, but for some reason we rationalize why this particular person is beating you. You should never be in any type of relationship or friendship where the person is not wanting you to be better. If you are in a friendship where they're taking from you and they're not supplementing it, it's almost like being in a vehicle. You're driving. You need fuel to keep moving. So if that person is not putting the fuel in you to make you get to your next destination in life, you really need to think about cutting them off. Anybody who's in your life should be a betterment for you. They may not need to give you money. They might not be a rich person, but they're rich in spirit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? My friend gives me hugs. That is more than any money can ever give me. So people really need to understand that there's people who are wanting you to get to your next destination, and there's some people who want you to be stagnant. They want to use you as their building block to go where they need to be.
Yep.
They don't care where you need to be. So this was just really we wanted to make this video just to well, it was in his spirit.
Yeah, it came over me to talk about
real
it.
quick.
And I will say that this person, she definitely taught me a lot. I learned a lot from her.
People are supposed to teach you.
You know, I learned really how to get a lot of stuff for free. She taught me how to go sign up.
That is not what I was.
I'm just saying, but at the time I was freaking out about things, and she's like, look, this is really not that hard. Just do this. Not nothing illegal for y'all get any ideas, but she had the ability to really go anywhere and get things for free. So not to say that that sounded worse when it came out, but she helped introduce me to traveling and how much traveling really is good for the spirit, and I love to travel.
And everybody
now.
should do it, and it's not as costly as you think it is.
And those are the types of things she taught me, and that's really the only thing I'm really grateful for, is because I wasn't traveling like that before I became friends with this person.
I mean, I do believe that. I mean, I don't know his friend. I do believe that she may have taught him different ways to look at things and how to be able to experience life better. But I also do believe it also shows you, I look at it twofold. She showed you how to live, and she also showed you, sometimes you need someone to show you how much you can actually love and care for somebody. Because sometimes we don't know, can I be in a relationship with somebody, you know, because you never know, you might be with somebody who need to be a caregiver. Like maybe you never thought you could be a caregiver, but then you were in this situation. But I also use it as also for the negative. Now you know what to look for. Every relationship you're in, you should be able to see the signs. Everybody, there's a red flag that everybody who's in your life that you need to remove, they show you a sign. And so yes. I feel like it makes him more aware of, you know what, if someone does this, you really need to evaluate it, because anybody can sell you shit, literal shit, and be like, it's good for you, it's good for your face. Is it? I mean, I'm really not asking that question, but I'm just saying, like, he's now able to reevaluate things.
Yes, I can look back and see times where I'm like, wow, I really stuck by this person. Now, let me say this. I always have had my own mind. I was always a sassy child. It is what it is. I've always had.
He's a sassy adult now.
So they say. I just call it for what it is. So I've always been that person to keep it real with you, no matter who it is. You can ask my daddy. I keep it real with him too, when that motherfucker want to call. So I say, so I say all that to say, like, when she fought when she was pregnant, I'm like, really? You got degrees out here. You can't be out here fighting. It don't look right. It's not a good look for you. You should have handled that different. I was always that friend to be like, you should have handled that different. And
he didn't sugarcoat. He does not sugarcoat. He doesn't know how to. I want to show him, because he doesn't know. He tells you how it is.
I try to put sugar on it, but it don't. It still be tart. So I say that to say, I always kept it real with this person, but at the same time,
they didn't keep it real with him.
I probably could have cut it off a good year before that.
No, you could have.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, I guess the one other thing that I would want to say is that everybody's in your life for a season and a reason. So her season ended, and he kept it going. And you have to understand, get what you know you're supposed to get and go. I'm not saying cut everybody off. That's crazy. But I do want you to recognize there's people in your life who are supposed to be there for literally a season, very short amount of time. They're supposed to show you something, you're supposed to get out.
Yes.
And the reason why you're in this situation now, where if it's a bad boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, if it's a bad friendship, if it's a bad, that's a different video, but a bad employee-employer relationship, right, where you need to leave a job.
You was only supposed to hit that job to get one check.
And you were supposed to leave. I I mean, I could talk about that all day.
10 years later, now you got a bad back, bad knees, and no pension.
And not even that, your money's low when you should have been making twice as much.
Yeah.
But because you were stuck, you were stagnant, you thought this is what you were.
You
worth.
got comfortable and you got scared.
Right. Just understand that people are in your life for a season and a reason. Get it and go. That's it. It's a drive-through. Get what you need and go.
And we're not cold people. We're
No,
not cold-hearted.
very loving, very
but you gotta keep it real. Let me tell you something. What is the most valuable thing you will ever have on this planet that you can't buy, and when it's gone, you can't get it back?
Time?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
No. Oh, okay.
Anytime you spending time with somebody, you are giving a part of your life. I can never get these last 10 minutes back. They're gone. So don't spend your time with people that's not worth it. And that's anybody. That's mama, daddy. Mama, daddy ain't special.
But that's almost like, I mean, this is a bad analogy, but hopefully it makes sense. It's like me, I wear, a size 8 shoe. But for some reason.
She's tall, by the way,
yeah.
too.
But I'm wearing the shoes that I wore when I was in elementary, a size 7 or 6. If it doesn't fit anymore, just because it looked right before, it worked, it was functional before, it doesn't fit anymore, right? We need to recognize that this is not good for me anymore. I need to move on.
You getting corns on your spirit and don't even realize it.
Yes.
Because you done outgrown that person. Just like you outgrew those shoes.
I outgrew my shoes. Oh, it was actually a good analogy. Hey, high five, high five.
That was good. That was a good
analogy.
one. So, I think that's what we'll wrap it up for today. Just keep this in mind when it comes to any relationship. It should be 50-50. There will be times where you do have to carry the load, and I do believe that. There will be times where the other person, for whatever reason, will kind of fall. They'll go through things, and they'll need you to give 80,
Right.
maybe even 90. But when you're in need, that person should be there for you too.
But it's also I know we were going to end it, but I've been in that situation where you did the 80-20. However, you don't want to handicap that person.
Right.
Because there's times where you're like, I'm going to carry you. I got you. But then a year or two later, you're like, wait a second. Like,
you still ain't got it together.
Right. Am I wrong if I don't want you there? You're not wrong. You're supposed to hold people up, but don't ever handicap someone's growth.
Yes.
Because that's not healthy either.
Tough love is still love.
Yes.
All right. And always remember, choose yourself. Every day wake up and say, I choose me.
I like that.
I like that too. Like, comment, subscribe, let us know what you think. Deuces.